Drive through Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and serve live free sports mix for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. With us, Jovan Burts is with us, Brian Bitler, Jay Briggs, Cameron Thomas, and Kirk with us as well. Stuart. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Briggs, Stuart, Burts, Bitler, Thomas, and then I will close this one out. All right, on the board tonight, NBA Finals, game number 4. 14 games remaining from the Major League Baseball card. It's the Cardinals as an underdog get the shot victory against the Cubs. Boy, the Cubs have just been bad favorites. I mean, I had some numbers here on this Cubs team. It was not very good here. And they're now 8-16 against the division, hitting 224 at home. Cardinals get the win tonight, or this afternoon in Wrigley, 3-0. All right, let's see. Of course, we've got the W up on the board as well. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Jay Briggs. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, you can catch him on the morning shows as well. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening, my man?
All right, here we go tonight. Game 4 between Celtics and Mavericks. Probably, to me, one of the toughest games to cap. There's a lot going on here with the Celtics favored in one in some spots. I've seen pick, I've seen Mavericks favorite, so it's really much mix all over here. We still told 210.5, but you'll be looking at this one a little differently.
I am looking at this one a little differently. I think regardless of how we slice it tonight, like you said, really tight line. Whose favorite has bounced back and forth. Regardless of how we slice it tonight, I think both offenses show up. I think we get some points in this game. I want to specifically attack my Dallas Mavericks team total over 1.5, though. 105.5. I know they've been held under 100 all 3 games of this series. The Celtics defense has been really good. I thought it hasn't even really been so much their offense because we saw them be fairly cold from 3 in a couple of games. It's been them. They've made timely stops, as what I thought has been the key for Boston, but when you have 2 offensive juggernauts like the Mavs have in Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, we saw both of them kind of get going in Game 3. Both had 30-plus. Luka, we saw him foul out late in that basketball game. I think he's out here coming for a masterclass tonight, in all honesty. So I think Luka probably gets up into the 40s. Kyrie probably has his 30 also. So we just need about 30 or so from the role players. And at home, I think we haven't really seen the role players step up much. If there was one game where the Mavs and everybody and all the pieces came together, it would be this one at home. I think the Boston Celtics probably go along with them, faster pace game. We get some points here. I'm going to attack the team total over for the Mavs.
Yeah, Jay, looking here, Mavericks team total over 105.5. At 3-0, I can see here people looking at the lack of defensive intensity here. No doubt about that. Maybe pick up the extra possessions. Hey, if we get into the foul fest later in the game, that may offer opportunities for the Mavericks if they're chasing the Celtics to pad up some more points as well. So there's a lot of factors going into this pick.
Yeah. I was just looking for a different way to attack it. And, we've seen really huge scoring runs from both teams. And we've seen both teams not even shoot at the clip we know both teams can shoot at. 2 teams that put up a lot of threes. If they're falling, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a higher scoring game and the Mavs finally eclipse the 100-point mark.
Usually when these series like this finish, we often hear some news that there's things behind the scenes come out, possibly I think something that may come out in a situation with Luka. You've seen the Mavericks up close many times. You've seen him here in the last game. Does Luka look healthy to you? Does he look like that injury is worse than we're thinking it is? And we know the play. We see all the equipment hooked up to him. But do you think at the end of the season something's going to come out about that injury being more serious than people think it is?
It may come out that that's the case. I mean, we're not making excuses here, though. At this time of season, everybody's pretty much banged up. Is he more banged up than others? Yeah. But it's kind of due to his usage rate. I kind of hear people in that argument. So this is probably going to be the norm for my Mavs when you have a superstar who has the ball in their hands as much as Luka does. Can he be durable through postseasons? This is his real first postseason run making it this far. So, yeah, I think he probably is fairly banged up in this finals. Do I think that that's the reason we're down 0-3? I don't.
Right, there you go from Jay. Of course, one of the surprises out here we saw was the Rangers taking 2 of 3 against the Dodgers, which I thought was, after seeing Game 1, it was like last year. If you saw the scores last year, the Dodgers just pounded the Rangers, but somehow, some way, the bullpen's been trash on the road, but they've been able to hold that Dodger lineup intact here. Now they're going to face a light-hitting team in the Mariners, and maybe they can, maybe get closer to 500 here at the end of that series.
Huge series for my Rangers coming up with the Mariners. Mariners, what are they, 9 games above 500?
Yeah,
Rangers
40-31.
Yeah, Rangers about 2 games below. Hey, this is a division that's probably going to come down to the wire just like it did last season. So huge series for the Rangers to kind of make up some ground. A team kind of starting to get healthier. That's really been the main concern for the Rangers this season. It's going to be a fairly competitive series. If the bullpen can get better, that's really been a huge concern for them. If the bullpen can look good, kind of like they did in those couple games against the Dodgers, watch out for my Rangers. We might be heating up and show why we won the World Series last year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Of course, we're getting closer and closer to football. Of course, college football is going to be a little different here, seeing Texas Longhorns in the SEC. How's that going to fare? How do you see this heading into the season?
I'm super excited for this college football season. It's probably the most excited I've ever been for a college football season. Not only the Longhorns in Oklahoma moving to the SEC, but the expansion of the playoff. I think it's going to make this season way more interesting than in years past because, more teams have an opportunity. More people think that their teams have an opportunity to win a chip, even though it's probably not going to be the case. It's still college football. The best of the best are still at the top. But, just the discussion in who should be here, the seeding and all of that, I'm super excited for college football. Should be a really fun season coming on.
Yeah, the bye week is going to really bring up a lot of discussion because we know how teams, we see it in the NFL, those teams with those, although there's less and less buys, right? I think only one team from each conference has a bye now. So we can see the benefit for teams coming off the bye. I see it more from the offensive, defensive linemen because usually on that bye week they go right to the weight room. And you can definitely tell the difference when they get back coming off the bye week is the strength on both lines. But it should be interesting. Also, too, out there in Jerry's World, they'll be hosting a playoff game out there, so you may get to see some big college football games in person.
Yeah, perks of having a stadium like that. Shout out Jerry Jones. But so a lot going on. I know we're going to enter the dog days of summer, but football will be here soon, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We got Jay here on the Mavs team total over 105.5 tonight here from the NBA playoffs. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we got the NBA Finals. Also on the board, 14 remaining for Major League Baseball. WNBA also on the card. And Jay enjoying a great NBA season. Also in good profit for the year 2024. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Hey, man, Money Making Friday. I have a 5-pack up there for you guys tonight, which includes 4 plays in Major League Baseball and my NBA play of the day. So you guys can scoop that up. I got them packaged different ways, too. I got a 3-pack with just baseball. I have my both top plays for sale, NBA, baseball. However you want to do it, you can do it over at Pick Dogs Premium. Scoop it up or hop on something long-term, and let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. Hop on this could be the last NBA Jam session of the season and the last NBA play of the day. We'll see. It could be, and if it is, scoop it up and watch the video, and it's been a hell of a season.
Yeah, no doubt about that, guys. So get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dodge Premium. Get on board with this one-day pass tonight and be up there on the board. Long-term, we'll cover all the baseball in there as well. If Jay dabbles into the W, that's also would be included. Using our promo code PICKIT, check out, save that 15% off. But you also have an all-access for those big bettors.
I do have an all-access club for my bigger bettors out there. Of course, again, this could be the last game of the NBA season, so we're going to be how long is the break? 4 or 5 months in the NBA?
Training camp I know training camp is in September, right? Because they start in mid to late October. So yeah, they come back right into September.
So yeah, we're gonna have a little hiatus there for a little bit. We have some things to hold you over if you're still looking for that, but this is a longer term investment for you guys. We'll be back and ready to hit the ground hard again next season. We put up tremendous units this season for the NBA in the All Access Club and at Pick Dogs Premium. Regardless of what happens tonight, we're probably going to finish number 1 in the NBA. So, hell of a season, man. You can get a great price on the All Access Club for next season if you hop on over the summer.
That's right, guys. Remember, get the all access because football's not too far away. College and pros, and then of course here comes the round ball again. NBA college hoops as well. Get on board with the all access. All right, Jay. As always, great having you show. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you on the drive through next week. But you're hosting the morning show here on the weekends.
Yes, sir. You guys can catch me tomorrow. We usually bring in a pretty good crew of guys on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, as we break down the card. Full schedule in Major League Baseball. We got the Stanley Cup playoffs tomorrow as well, so make sure y'all are tuned in as we look for value. We give you some good banter and some just overall sports knowledge. So it should be fun this weekend. Make sure you tune in, and let's try to make some money here at Pick Dogs.
Good, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications, so when we're live, you're live with us. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you, Tony T. I'll see you this weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive through. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's try to bounce back on that chat. We were close on that chat. Pick of the day was just by 1 on the Oilers, but we'll look to bounce back. Tonight's game will be Tigers at Astros. If you like the Tigers, it's letter A, B for the Astros, C for the over, D for the under. That's our chat pick of the day. And of course, we are looking. The chat's been great. I mean, what can you say? The chat pick of the day. You guys have been on fire. Yeah, there's going to be some losses here and there. But for the most part, there's been a lot of winning here with this chat pick of the day. So get those votes in, and we will recap here throughout the show. And, of course, we'll give you the winner at the end of the show. And, of course, I will keep tab on them right now as we'll keep an eye on any of the votes that come in for these games. First one coming in is for the Astros for Bo Dunn. Blake coming here with the Tigers. So a little split here, a couple here now on the Tigers. So keep this chat pick of the day coming in, and we'll track this throughout the show. All right, let's continue here on the drive through. Kirk Stuart is up next. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. Also, we're talking about his video series. A lot going on right now in the world of sports, of Euro as well in soccer right now going on, European Championships. That's what they used to call it. I know there's a different name for it now. I was struggling with that name. Kirk, what's happening?
Not much. How you doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. And out there in Boston land, they could raise up another banner. That's where Kirk is. There you do. You got it, Boston. You got it. All right. Celtics and Mavericks here in game number 4. Winning, they win the title. Celtics here laying a point. Of course, we've seen a point. We've seen pick 'em. I've seen Celtics getting a point. We see the total 211.5.
Yeah, I've seen about pretty much everything for the money line, the spread. I mean, do your line shopping for this one, but I think the brooms are coming out tonight. Luka Doncic, this is the stat that really gets me. Luka Doncic, as the primary defender, has gotten driven by on 68% of him being the primary defender. That's 2 of 3 times. He's not been able to guard Tatum, Brown, Holiday, White, whoever. And, there's so many clips of him complaining to the refs and then him not getting back on defense, Tatum getting easy buckets, and I just think that this is over. The Celtics are the better all-around team. They have the poise, and yes, Luka is a great player. He's been playing very well, but no one else except for Kyrie in Game 3 has stepped up to help at all. I just don't see them having enough pieces here. They tried to bring in Tim Hardaway and Jaden Hardy last game. Hardaway hasn't scored in the finals. Jaden Hardy, I think, had 2 points. They're going to need an immense help here just to even stay competitive. I could see a Celtics blowout, but I'm going with the Celtics money line in this one.
All right, Celtics money line here from Kirk. I've heard some people talk, well, the Celtics want to win at home. No, they don't. Because if you're an NBA player, if you're a member of the Boston Celtics, you came into training camp in September. 9 months of basketball, okay? Now, if you're going to want to win this game in Boston, well, guess what? Game 5 is on when we look at Game 5 here, right? We got today's June 14th, right? Game 5 is on Monday. So that means your Saturday and Sunday, you got to practice and watch film for Game 5. And guess what? If you lose Game 5, Game 6 is on Thursday. And guess what you've done? You just blew a week of your vacation. Because guess what? Training camp comes up again in a little more than 2 months. So when you get this far in the NBA Finals, there isn't a whole lot of time off.
Yeah, no, I'm expecting to be at the parade on Monday, not watching the game. So, yeah, but no, they've come this far. They know they're right there, but really, Coach Mazzulla has done a great job. I've heard a lot of interviews with him over the finals, and they're like, oh, it's just another game. he's like, oh, he won Eastern Conference Eastern Conference Coach of the Month. He said, I don't care. It's just really good to have a coach with that mentality, and like he's setting a great example for his players that this is just another game. Treat it like another game, and yeah, I mean, I really hope that they don't get this. I mean, that they get this over with, because Kristaps is already hurt. We don't want another injury and let them really gain a little momentum by winning one here.
Right, and of course you don't want to mess in the next season. Again, as I said before, if you're looking for a repeat, get this series over as possible, get as much rest as possible, because it's going to be harder next season. And, when you get a taste of this, you want it again. Of course, I know this for a fact, because ask Doc Rivers. You get no respect in Boston winning one title. None. You got to win multiple titles in Boston. You know that.
Yeah. No, I mean, you really do. I mean, this is a good starting point, but I mean, this team has the potential to win 3-4 titles, but I think that's where they're really going to be viewed as. Did they really hit their potential? One title is, I mean, it's a huge success but the caliber of this team, I think 3 should be like they really did what they were supposed to. So 3 is that number, in my opinion. I think they get number 1 tonight.
Shot of going 8-0 in the playoffs and on the road, which is winning road playoff games is very hard in the NBA. Trust me, the fans are so close to the refs, and it's a tough thing to do. And I said, if you want to repeat, then you better win it tonight. You better win it tonight, because you could be looking at extending the season for at least another week, and you don't want to do that, because, like I tell you, this is a long training camp comes in, the exhibition games you got to play, the appearances and all this photo ops and all this stuff you're going to be going through, man. I'm telling you, you gotta rest it up and get your time off as soon as possible. And I know a team like Boston, an organization like Boston, has that in the thought of their mind. Hey guys, close it out, so we're fresh and healthy for the drive for the repeat. Kirk here on the Celtics money line. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers. Like I said, this number is bouncing all over the place tonight, 8:30 Eastern time. All right, Kirk, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, we do have the big game here tonight from the NBA. We also have 3 from the W. We also have action from Major League Baseball. So 14-game card here, and another series. The timing. How could the time this the Red Sox and Yankees? Red Sox playing when I'm sure they'll still be watching the Celtic game at the same time. So that's going to be something to watch. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, they actually moved the Red Sox game up 35 minutes just so all the Red Sox fans could watch the Celtics game. So that was nice of them. But, yeah, tonight I have a 5-pack in the MLB that's kicking off in about 15-20 minutes. I have my NBA Finals play, which I've gone 4-1 in the NBA Finals, which has consisted of player props, totals, money line, spread. And then I also have a Euro 3-pack up for tomorrow, as the Euro started today, and I see a lot of values in the games tomorrow. So if you want a 3-day or 7-day, you'll get all those sports for a week. So make sure to hop on something longer term.
Guys, got on board with Kirk Stuart over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, you guys like that weekend pass. We're going to get on board with the long term. We got a lot of Euro soccer. He covers it here at Pick Dogs. And of course, use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off on your package. All right, Kirk, as always, great having your show. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know what's going on here with the soccer coverage. You and Goran with the Euros going on right now. But it's a 1-month tournament that'll end in the middle of July. Of course, we also have your MLB totals as well.
Yeah, so the Euros, we started today, as I just said, but we're going through every game in depth. We're each giving you a free pick. So you get 2 free picks, one from me, one from Goran in each game. And, yeah, I got my MLB over-unders, which I do daily. I choose 2 or 3 games per day and tell you why I like the over-under in those games. So a lot going on, and a lot of people are slowing down in the lull during the summer, but this is going to be a big summer for me.
That's right, guys. So get on board here. Like, subscribe, set notifications so when these videos drop by Goran and Kirk for the Euros, and then Kirk drops his MLB totals, you get them right away. All right, Kirk, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Sounds good. Thank you. Have a good one.
As well. Kirk Stewart here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on the show. Reminder, let's keep an eye here on this chat pick of the day. It is Tigers and Astros. If you like the Tigers, letter A. B for the Astros. C over, D under chat pick of the day. And right now, we've got 2 right now on the Tigers, a single on the Astros, 2 going over the total. So we'll continue to track this throughout the show. All right, let's continue on. We're going back out to the Boston area. Jovan Burts there for you. So we'll get a baseball pick from Jovan, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring him.
He got burned, runs, I believe. Last start, he bounced back, 7 solid, and I think he had 1 or 2 runs, but it was a loss, nevertheless. And, I just think that as it goes on, he's going to start breaking down. He's going to start seeing more subpar performances. And the Rays on hand, they're not as bad as what their record indicates. Zach Littell, he has been pitching, giving up 3 runs in each of his last 3 games, going 6 and 7 last 3 starts, in a situation where the at-bats, they haven't been cracking. They've been kind of cold. And I'm looking to catch them, on another downturn where they're not giving Chris Sale enough run support and, get a win, whether it's a late inning, win where it's 3-2, 4-3, something like that, and sneak one by, or blow Chris Sale up because he's due for more clunkers that we saw in the game before. It's really that simple. Given the price range on this one, you're getting almost 2 to 1 of your money. You know what I mean? No. So it's just one of those things where I'm looking at it from a right standpoint. I'm ready to back the Rays in this one. Just from a standpoint.
All right, Jovan, here going to back the Rays here at this big plus price, but plus 195. How can you blame them, right? Especially the way the Rays have been hitting left-handers. 276, putting up 5 runs a game, winning 11 of 17. Their bullpen is in good shape on the road. And again, here's a Boston team, as you said, Acuna Jr., their bats have just been ice cold here this season.
Yeah, I mean, one of those start, not last game, but the game before, they, in a loss at that, what was it? Did they score a lot of runs in that one? I don't know. Maybe that was one of the Chris Sale starts. But for the most part, his bats have been cold. Without their MVP, Acuna, it's kind of been in dire straits. So, and if you look at the Tampa Bay Rays, look at what they've done in their last 10. They ran into a buzzsaw against Baltimore. Other than that, you could count them for 5-1, outside of that. So, it's not like they're in bad form. They're in pretty decent form, if you ask me. The 5-5, you want to count the more games that they played where they got swept. Meanwhile, look at the Braves, and they're 4-6-10. So they're just not a team in good form, So given the fact that, just like you said, these lefties, with the Rays, they're in good form. I think they could touch up Chris Sale for in this one.
Yeah, I'll see. Atlanta's lost 5 of their last 6 here, salvaging that last game against Baltimore. And of course, this also factoring in, Jovan. This is Atlanta's first home game after a 9-game road trip, no day off here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we do in the NBA also. After a long road trip, come back in that first game, the players want to see friends, family, so on and so forth. And, they're not completely in the focus spot, after a long, drawn-out road trip. So, it takes a little bit of time for these players to get acclimated. So in baseball, just like in basketball.
Yep, we see it in the WNBA with the Fever, with all those road games and coming back. Yeah, and then of course the Sparks on a big road trip right now. So keep an eye on these road trips, man. It's kind of brutal for some of these teams. Jovan here on the Rays here at plus 195. Of course, you were there in the Boston area. I don't want to give away if you got a premium on the game, but just maybe you could just broad brush for your thoughts here heading into Game 4.
I mean, if the Celtics know what's good for them, they'll close it out tonight. Really, it's just a matchup problem as far as I'm concerned. With all things being said, if Dallas is big 2, which is Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, if they're not performing at a very high level, they really don't stand a chance. PJ Washington, he's been okay. I will give him that. He's been fighting, but these other guys, it's just been a problem. They're on the short end of the stick of it, against the Celtics. Celtics, they're starting five. Not. It is what it is. That said, Dallas, they do bring a defensive, presence. They have in the series, even though their offense hasn't followed. And you have the extender going in this one. You got Scott Foster. So, listen, hey, listen. Teams do not want to get blown up, do not want to get swept in their home building. That's what we saw with Minnesota. They salvaged one in game 4, and then they gave up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They said, oh, that was good enough. So they might be on the same mindset with Dallas. Or, Dallas, they might be saying, just take it one game at a time. You never know. So this isn't a layup by any means. I will say that.
No, to me, it's the toughest game. The line is telling you, right? We got two favorites in this game. Could just look at two different books. One team's favored, the other team's favored in another book. It's one of those games where two teams are favored, and there's two dogs in here. Because
it's the line's all over the place. It's crossing that 0. So, someone's good. Hey, listen, someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose. Someone's good. Hey, you can't play a middle with this one unless someone gets the 2, but. Might see a 1-point game somewhere, or you could live bet. Let's just say that you could live bet it, see if one team gets out to an early lead, bet the team that's losing, so you can get that nice middle.
Yeah.
Get that pre-game and in-game action going on.
But I guarantee you're in the Celtic book. I guarantee that you're in the book that you're just laying a point with the Celtics.
Say that one more time.
I said you're in a Celtics book, right? You're in the area there, so I'm pretty sure your book has the Celtics favored.
Actually, well, I haven't checked the line in this particular establishment, but on DraftKings it's still at +1.
Wow.
Okay. And you know what I'm saying? So FanDuel, they're at I believe it's the -1. So it's like pick your poison. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm gonna go to the window and see what they got here, but it really all depends. I don't know.
Yeah, this is like I said. This is a tricky game here in game number 4 in this spot. But this is what's not tricky at all. Take the almost 2-1 dog here with the Rays against a Braves team that has struggled at the plate tonight, 7:20 Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we've got 14 games remaining here from Major League Baseball, the single from the NBA. We also have 2 from the WNBA as well. What do you have going over at Pick.com Premium?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack going, a couple different 3-packs. Got an MLB 3-pack going, and I have a cross-sport NBA Finals MLB 3-pack going. Check me out on my 3-day, 7-day, 30-day yearly package. I'm asking what one of the other captains for the Truthful and Capital Emotional. So it's all here. Sports Chat, play some pick dogs. Let's get it.
That's right, guys. Got a promo with Jovan Burts over at Pick.com. You see the long-term passes are your best way to roll. Promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. Right, Jovan, as always, great having the show. We'll catch up with you again next week on the drive thru, but we always can catch you up on the weekend shows and, of course, with your video series as well on those shorts.
Yeah, the video series, I hit 2 in a row last couple of days, but earlier than yesterday it went 1-1. One of the teams just didn't want to perform in the first 5, so it happens. But was on a little mini hot streak, tried to make it a heat, but couldn't, as long as you're hitting 2 out of 3 parlays, every 3 days, or even 1 out of 3 every 3 days, then you're in the plus money. That's how these days work. If one fall, they all fall. So don't bet them as single plays, bet them as parlay pieces. You know what I mean? So that's where it's at on that. And of course, I'll be on the morning tomorrow and Sunday. Then I'll be right back here on Monday.
That's right, guys. Got Jovan here with the shorts. And, of course, the weekend shows back here Monday. Like, subscribe, set notifications. When Jovan drops those shorts, you get notified to get those picks. All right, Jovan, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Absolutely. Have a great night. See you on Monday.
See you on Monday. Jovan Burts here on the drive thru. Let's continue here on the show. Guys, keep an eye on this chat pick of the day. It is the Tigers and Astros. You like the Tigers, letter A. B for the Astros, C over, D under. Chat pick a day. Right now it is Astros with a 5-2 advantage, and we do have 2 to the over. So keep these picks coming in. We'll track them throughout the day, and then we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's head to Delaware Beach, to the vacation destination for Brian Bitler in the summer. You've known that. Catch him at Pick Dogs. Brian, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Always glad to be hanging out with you on a Friday night. And, I'd be interested to see what Jovan Sportsbook is handling that Boston Celtic game. Because if it's +1, it would make me like the Dallas Mavericks a little bit more. Because I'd expect it to be -1, 1.5 at a Boston book.
I would too. I would exactly do that unless there's locals trying to balance. that could be the case,
that's
right?
True.
Right. So that's all. I always got to understand that with these local books. There are locals that are looking to balance their books, and that's why I always say the pinnacle of the sharpest book in the world, because you can't balance. You can't balance if you're a local guy there, right? You can balance only with cash in these local establishments. But we move here to the Rockies and Pirates head to head here. Rockies back home, Pirates on the road here. Pirates $1.13, total 11.
Yeah, for my best free winner here in baseball on Friday night, I'm looking at the Colorado Rockies hosting those Pittsburgh Pirates. Rockies finally at home after a 7-game road trip. When they're at home, I always give them a second look here for value, and they usually do carry value plus money here tonight at home. Pirates had to play yesterday, which should give a slight advantage here to Colorado. Pirates under 500 on the road this year, and while the Rockies are under 500 at home, I expect them to be over 500 by the end of the season, at least on their home turf. You got Ryan Feltner going for the Rockies, and he's been really hit or miss this year. Last start, he went 5 1/3 innings of shutout baseball, but the start before that one, he got torched for 8 runs. Pirates have owned the Rockies in recent history, winning 7 in the last 10 games, but with the Pirates going with a bullpen game here, it looks like, I'm liking my chances with the Colorado Rockies. Basically, no juice to plus money here at home. I like it.
Yeah, that's when you like the Rockies, right? When they're at that plus price at home, they pay dividends, no doubt about that. Of course, you got the Pirates here, a team that's had their issues here over the years, obviously on the road, but in this spot right here, you've got Feltner's. It's tough, when you have a pitcher like Feltner on the mound. But as I said, they can go to the bullpen. It's going to be tough again for these Pirates. I was trying to see here. You've got the Rockies here when they're home dog here over the past 2 seasons. It's a bit under 6 games under 500, but they returned 15.5 units.
Yeah, I think that as the season goes on, by year's end, you'll return a nice profit on betting the Colorado Rockies, even if you bet them on every home game when they're an underdog. So I think that number's only going to get better.
Yeah, Colorado's had success against these teams with a low slugging percentage as well as of these Pirates here. So these teams that don't generate the extra base hits have had their struggles there in Colorado, no doubt about that. All right, Brian here on the Rockies -112. And, of course, we're seeing people talking about this Phillies team tonight. They're going to be in Baltimore, and it should be an interesting battle there. We're going to talk about that game next. But just your overall thought with that trip to England, do you think that had an impact at all on the Phillies?
You know what? I took the Boston Red Sox the first game back thinking that there would be some jet lag, and I think the Phillies came out and torched them. But you saw near the end of the series, Boston got their legs underneath them and took the last 2 games of that series, I believe. So, I think it did have an effect on them. And to here tonight in Baltimore, I know my good buddy Kevin Thomas is going over that game, but I think the Orioles here hold a ton of value. I think the Phillies, I'm not selling on the Phillies, but I think this Baltimore Orioles team is going to be a good value tonight against the Phillies.
Yeah, Phillies have just looked really, really good at home. I mean, at the home crowd, they play well to the crowd, right? The crowd really comes alive in these games in Philadelphia.
Especially the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about the playoffs. All right, Brian here on the Rockies going to lay the -112 here against the Pirates. This one tonight at 8:40 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, on the board, still 14 games here from Major League Baseball, so a lot of action on the diamond. We do have 2 from the WNBA. Of course, Brian is in action in WNBA. As you can see, I think he's put like 21 premiums in MLB this year, WNBA this year, showing good profit. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Well, 12-9 on the season WNBA. I've been going back and forth, but tonight it is my best bet titanium play. You can get my WNBA titanium play over at pickdogs.com. Just $19 gets you that winner. My titanium 19-8 over the last 27. That's a 70% hit rate. Long term 117, 80 and 1. 59% winners over the last 198. Also have a play in the CFL and Major League Baseball. You can pair them all together in my Square Dancing 3-pack. All 3 premium picks for $50 at pickdogs.com.
See the great results from Brian here at Pick Dogs Premium here over NHL as well as all sports combined. It's been a tear here, so make sure you get on board with Brian. Those long-term passes are great value there. Some of you guys like that on the weekend here. A lot of weekend action coming up. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, as Brian said. Save that 15% off. Yeah, I was watching some of the warm-ups here on the court here. We've seen Porzingis jogging up and down right now. I'm getting a live view of Porzingis taking some shots. He's got his leg ankle wrapped here. Still questionable whether or not he's playing, but he's going through some warm-ups tonight. Will you be surprised if Porzingis plays tonight? NBA TV has coverage of the warm-up right now.
Boy, I don't know. I would be surprised. I really think that I like the Dallas Mavericks tonight. I just don't see them getting swept. But we've talked about that game a bunch. But I think Dallas is the play here tonight. I think they at least take one game in this series.
Yeah, looking for Dallas here to respond here at home in this spot. And interesting with Porzingis' injury, you can see it doesn't look healthy the way he's moving around on that ankle.
He never looks healthy though.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look it. But it looks like he's warming up. I don't know what like he wants to play. We'll see how that rolls. All right, Brian. Let everybody know about your video series. If you like to contrarian, go against the public with the contrarian plays. The contrarian angle is up there on Pick Dog's YouTube channel.
Yep, I just recorded my video for tomorrow. It's my shark betting contrarian predictions every day over at Pick Dog's YouTube channel. Make sure you tune in daily, and I'm going to be there Sunday, or at least I got to sign up after I get off here. I'll be hanging out with the guys on Sunday, arguing about all kinds of different games on the schedule. Should be fun for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, should be a fun one, guys. So make sure to like, subscribe, set notifications so when Brian drops those videos, you get notified, and of course, catch him on the weekend show on Sunday. All right, Brian, enjoy your vacation out there in Delaware Beach, and we'll catch up with you again Monday on the drive-thru.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'll catch you on Monday.
You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Chat pick of the day. Let's keep an eye on it right now. It is Tigers and Astros. If you like the Tigers, letter A. B for the Astros. C over, D under. Right now it is the Astros with 5-2 on the Tigers, 2 going over. Keep these picks coming in, and we'll cover it. We'll give you the results throughout the show. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Kevin Thomas, as we reported, will be up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium, covering that really nice one tonight, Phillies and the Orioles. This should be really one of the highlights of the weekend. Really good weekend series out here. We've got of course, the Boston and New York. Boston playing better of late. Dodgers and Royals. Who would have thought that'd be a good series? This one, the pitching matchup tonight's nice. Kevin, what's happening?
Oh, not much. How you doing, Tony? Everything's good here.
Awesome. All right, here we go. It's Major League Baseball coverage tonight as we're going to be looking here at this Orioles-Phillies game as the Phillies are continuing this road trip that began all the way up in Europe. And they've had some time off. They had a day off.
Dinner with my wife. I love the Phillies. They're my team, but this Orioles team, and it's hard to bet against the Phillies, but I have to just, even with Ranger Suarez on the mound, he's 10-1. He's been out. His only loss at Colorado, which understandably that happens. But the problem here is this Orioles 5 batters, all of them are double digits in home runs. Even their 9 batter, Cedric Mullin, who was a leadoff for many years for the Orioles, it could lead off now for many other teams, has 6 home runs in limited action so far. This team just is young, great on the bases, and are hitting the ball. And a lot of people thought, when Means went down and then Batista, their closer, that, it was kind of the end for the Orioles being dominating like they did last season. Now, I know the Yankees there for that top spot east, but I think this is a huge home pitch. Bradish on the mound. He has faced some of the Phillies before. Best of numbers, but pretty decent. 27 strikeouts. On the other side, Ranger has faced the Orioles, and one guy that has hit him pretty good, Adley Rutschman. We won the Rookie of the Year catcher 2 seasons ago. He 3 at bats. He has a 3-run home run off of Suarez. So my thing is the Phillies bullpen. What are we going to get? Alvarado looked like crap, in his game back against the Red Sox. Hoffman, he's still a stud. Strom, he's doing what he needs to do. These guys are all available because I think they've closed the last 2 with Soto. So Alvarado would be the guy tonight, him or Hoffman. So I think that's why we had this total. It went from 8 to 7, and the public's all over the over because these are 2 of the higher scoring teams. The Phillies in their 3, I think, were 13 runs but allowed 18, but that's still over 4 runs per game. But the big X factor for me is JT Realmuto. He's out. He's going to be out for a month with a knee. We got Merchan, who's going to start. These pitchers have routines, and they all love JT. And his batting average, 261, 7 home runs. He's one of the top home run hitters on this team as well. I think there's only 2 Phillies or 3 that have double digits, Schwarber and Harper. And Realmuto is pretty high up there. You got Bohm hitting in the 4-hole. He's not a power hitter today. So, on the other side, the Orioles, they put Westberg at number 1 and then move Henderson down to 4, which I like that. I think the Orioles roll here. I mean, if you want to go for the gold, I would lay the 1.5 just because I think the Orioles can score, especially on this Phillies bullpen.
All right, Kevin here on the Orioles here. I may even sprinkled that run line there. Of course, the question mark here in this game looks to be also whether or not they can get it in because we're seeing some bad weather in 3 locations. The Boston game, the Mets game, and this one right here, we're seeing some bad weather. Maybe that has something to do with the total. We're showing about a 50% chance of rain, but it's pretty hot there, about in the mid-80s in Baltimore area.
Dude, it's storming here. I wasn't lying earlier when I said, hey, it's storming in PA, and I'm going to say where we are from Baltimore, if I take a bus to Camden Yards, it's less than 2 hours. So it's on and off, but when it's coming hard and it's windy. So I can't imagine what it's doing there, especially on the harbor there, right on that water, how bad it is there. But it might get pushed back, which I think anytime a game's in a delay, I actually like road teams in those situations because they're living in a hotel anyway, and they got nothing to look forward to. So if it gets delayed, I probably wouldn't bet it. But if it starts, I like the Orioles.
Yeah, so far I don't show no delay. I usually get notified if there's a delay in the game or if there's a weather delay, but the start time has not changed according to my live line service. So this one is scheduled to start on time. So far the rain games are scheduled to start on time. The Met game for 7:45. Maybe that might have been the one. Let me see here. Let's see. The Met game has been moved to 7:45 now. That has been, there's a time change there on the Met game. Let me take a look at the Yankee game. The Yankee game scheduled here at 6:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Eastern time. Here for that Yankee game. Now it's been moved now to 7:15. So there's been some changes there. So
that's north of me. Baltimore's south of me, so it must be moving up. So it might have went through Baltimore already, and we're getting it. And it's going to head towards New York. That's what New York, Boston, up that way.
Yeah. So we got some time changes here, guys, in some of these games. That Met game is a drastic change there in start time. So there you go. The latest there on this game. We got the Orioles here, minus 129 tonight, 7 Eastern time. Still. All right, Kevin, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for nice action. Of course, a lot of baseball tonight. NBA Finals in there. Action from the WNBA, because I know you dabble in that as well. Having a great soccer year, NHL year this year. We got game for tomorrow. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I still have my NBA, my top premium NBA. I have one in WNBA, another top premium. WNBA, I've been lights off, lights up, whatever. I've been just nailing them left and right. But I also, my top premium is a prop tonight in the NBA. I love player props. I think it's one of the futures of betting, especially with the younger kids today. They love fantasy and they love, rooting for a player. I think I picked the best one for tonight, and I'm all in on it. But if you're still into betting the games, I have a great one in NBA, and like I said, WNBA, and my baseball game is the one that you have, the Astros and Tigers. That's my top premium baseball play today too.
All right, guys, got aboard with Kevin Thomas over at Pick Dogs Premium. No better time now to get on board with the long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass to get all of Kevin's premium plays for that time period to select. When you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. Also, a great profit here the last 7 days. Yesterday, come off a really big day on the 24-hour clock here at Pick Dogs. So great on the premium side. Get on board with Kevin. All right, Kevin, as always, great having your show. Continue your success. We'll catch up with you again next week, but we can always catch up with you with your video series over at Pick Dogs, and sometimes we catch you as well on the weekend shows.
Yeah, every day I do a video on the YouTube channels. I read as many comments as I can. I know I can't pronounce everyone's name right. I appreciate everyone that thinks it's funny and leaving comments. It's all right with me. It's all about making money for me. It's like Nick Castellanos. I'll say it a million times in his interview. I'm here to hit home runs. Well, Nick, start hitting some home runs. But beside the point, I'm here to pick winners, not pronounce names right. So you get what you get.
There you go, guys. So check out Kevin Thomas. Like, subscribe. So when he drops these videos, you get them right away. All right, Kevin, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Tony, happy Father's Day to you and all the guys out there. Good luck.
You as well. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Kevin, you too. Kevin Thomas here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on the show as we're getting ready here for our next game. Before we do, let's keep an eye on the chat pick of the day. Of course, the chat pick Tigers and Astros. If you like the Tigers, letter A. B for the Astros. C over D under. Chat pick of the day. And right now it looks to be the Astros, the 5-2 on the Tigers. 2 going over. Keep these votes coming in. We will give you the results here at the end of the show. All right, let's get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap here. And so we'll go ahead and get to my game here. And we're going to be looking at that Padres-Mets game here tonight. That is a time move, so I'll let you guys know that game has been moved to 7:45 Eastern time due to the weather. Right, it's going to begin in a weather delay. So that means that the let's see here. Let's put it up here in a second here. Padres-Mets tonight. Rain delay has not started yet. We're in a rain delay, as it says here on our live graphic, on our live feed. This one moving here to see on my other. I got 2 live services here running. So let me see here. This one, I believe, this one has been moved to 7:45 Eastern time. The Padres and the Mets. Yankee game moved to 7:15 Eastern time from a 6:30 Eastern to 7:15 Eastern time. Those are the only 2 movers. The Baltimore game has not been moved. It's actually going to start on time. So this is the game that's been moved as well. 7:45 for this one. We're going to look at the Mets here. Now Waldron has pitched pretty well, that knuckleballer for this Padres team. But it comes to me the fact that Padres hitting just .232 against left-handed starters, put up 2.6 runs a game. Sean Manaea, he started really strong, had some issues of late, but man, he's really come through of late here, showing some improvement this season. The strikeouts up to 23%, and limiting his home runs. We're looking here at the Mets. Their bats have woken up here. They had that big come from behind victory against the Marlins. They looked dead to rights. Then boom, a big 9th inning. Able to win the game on a walk-off. Past 7 games, .290, put up 6 runs a game. Their bullpen numbers have been pretty good at home. They had that horrible stretch where, the middle reliever got DFA'd. But again, the Padres have not been good at this price range between even money and minus 150 over that period of time. Over the past 2 seasons, they've lost 16.5 units there in that spot. So we'll be looking here at the Mets. Even money, actually now they're minus 107, so this line's moving around. So make sure you guys get the best number. All right, guys, over at Pick Dogs Premium, I've got a best bet on the board right now from the NBA. Also a 3-pack. My best bet is bundled with my 3-pack, so don't buy them both. If you just want my best bet, it's sold standalone, or it's part of my 3-pack with 2 selections from baseball. So get on board, use that promo code PICK at checkout, save 15% off, or go with the long-term pass. That's your best value there. All right. Let's get to the recap. Before we get to the recap, chat pick of the day. We're going to close it out pretty soon here. As we've got the Tigers and Astros. If you like the Tigers, it's letter A. B for the Astros. C over D under. Chat pick of the day. We are getting some more coming in right now, so let me go ahead and track it right now. We got one for the Astros, one for the over, and right now it is 6 on the Astros, 2 for the Tigers, 3 for the over. All right, this will be your last shot to get that in. All right, let's continue here on the drive. So let's get to the recap. Jay like Mavs team total over 105.5. Kirk was on the Celtics money line. Rays plus 195 for Jovan. Rockies minus 112 for Brian. Orioles minus 129 for Kevin. I'll be on the Mets here even plus minus 107 now. Do your line shopping, get the best number. The one I like the most, let's go with Brian here on the Rockies. Minus 112, that home dog with the Rockies. All right, guys, we're about ready to close out the chat pick of the day. So we will give you, this is your last chance to get the pick in. Again, here it's A for the Tigers, B for the Astros, C over, D under. And right now we are going to close it out. So here we go. The chat pick of the day today will be on the Astros. The Astros minus 118 is the chat pick of the day. The one in green is the one I like. We have 2 on the Tigers, 3 on the over, 1 on the under. The chat pick of the day will be the Astros tonight on the show. All right, so now go ahead now and get your show pick into the chat, and we'll read it off here at the end of the show. Okay, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again Monday, live 6 Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers for Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll get our plays for you in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. We are live here at during the weekend. It'll be 10 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be Jay steering the ship, but of course all the contributors you see here on the Drive-Thru, many of them will be on the show. And remember all the video series here. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tool show is roundtable discussion with the professionals. Jay's jam session NBA. Chris around the league from the NHL. Of course, Rod Zawacki goes NHL All Access with you, and Ron Romanelli with his MLB breakdown. Brian Bitler, Contrarian Plays. Sharp Contrarian Plays. Jovan with his shorts. We got Kevin Thomas with his video series as well. Short series as well with Brad Francis. Kirk with his Euro 2024 picks with Goran. Also, he comes in with his MLB totals. Of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, so we talked about it. He's only doing some MLB first 5 as well, so keep an eye there from Mitch with his contributions. All Access with Big Al McMorty. Costi with his sharp training plays. Against the Public Betting with Dana Lane. All right, we got that in. Guys, let's take a look here at the show picks. We got the show picks coming. Bo Dunn likes Mavericks money line. Let's cash. Blake likes White Sox first 5 innings money line. Also under in the Mariners game under 7. We've got, let's see, any more coming in. Show pick Ron Crawford likes the under in the NBA game tonight, under 211 since 1996. Game 4's playoff series are 40-14 to the under, 74% hit rate on Game 4 unders. Ron Crawford coming in with the under tonight. All right, let's see what else we have. I think Matt D also came in with the Celtics tonight to get it done. J-Man likes under 9.5 Yankees and Red Sox. Ness Kuhn likes the Yankees run line, lay the run and half. James Thrower goes Rangers money line. J-Man, the Guardians tonight money line. James Thrower, Guardians money line, and team total over 3.5. Coach Chavis likes Detroit behind Scooble. Let's see what else we've got. Phillies plus money for James Thrower. Let's see what we have here. Any more? Braves, the money line, lay the run and half from ABCD. What a name there, huh? All right. Okay, this is last call for your show picks before we close it out. That's going to do it. All right, we got them all in. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll be back again here on Monday. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show. We will wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow on Monday here on the Drive-Thru.